We had a race in St. Francis. It would have been nice to have those shots during the race, you know.
The first one is, what would competing in Nice, France mean to you if you were to qualify this year?
Sure, it will mean a lot. It will first mean that qualifying for Kona, Hawaii was not a mistake. It was something that I've worked hard for, and it would mean that if I have that mentality, put that hard work again, and try and qualify again for Nice, it means that I've cracked a code basically into how to qualify for the World Championships, because it's not easy, it's tough, it's hard, and it will mean a lot. It will mean that anything is possible. One more week to go.
One more week.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Jabu Bengisi. I grew up in the Eastern Cape, in Middle Drift, Ngele location. At home, I grew up with my mom and 4 siblings, being the youngest one. But the support that I got from my mom was just amazing, because my mom was a teacher, first of all. I think she knew what she wanted to instill in the children as they grow up, so they can at least be able to make something of themselves. You know, when I was growing up in high school or primary school, I played a lot of sport already. Anything I could play, like soccer, cricket, rugby. I played all those things at school. So when I came to PE and started running, and I saw this, some of my friends who invited me to triathlons, and it was just different, you know, the swimming, it was the challenge for me, something challenging I've never done before. So I just wanted to experience it and to take that as a challenge for myself. And from then on, the rest is history. I met a friend who loaned me a bicycle, started cycling, started running, and the rest is history.
Can you take us through the daily life of what it means to be Jabu?
It's not the same every day. I have a coach who draws up a program for me, so I know what kind of training I need to do on a daily basis. Being an amateur, also, or an age grouper, also requires that I do the training in my own spare time. So I have to fit in a lot of other things, including work, family, taking my son to school in the mornings, picking up from school. So I have to juggle the training with the rest of my life, for example, because I'm not a professional triathlete or sport person, but I'm just the normal age grouper. So on a daily basis, I wake up early in the morning, go for a cycle, before my son even wakes up. When I get home, prepare him so that he can sometimes go to school with his mom, or I take him to school. And then after that, I go straight to work until 5 in the evening. When I come back from 5, it's either a run or a swim, depending on what the program is on that day. After my training, my evening training, I would prepare supper for the family, eat, do homework for the little one, do a few things, and then maybe by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I go to bed. And it carries on the following day again. So my journey with Ironman started way back in 2002 when I was a student at the NNMU. When I started at NNMU, I used to play a lot of soccer, and whenever there's exams, every time there's exams, you never see anyone coming to the training fields, because soccer, unfortunately, you depend on other guys to be there for you to train. And I used to, love training. And then I decided, man, maybe I must join a running club, because I could see those guys were running, they kept on running even during exams, So I joined the running club. From the running club, some of the guys I was running with, there were these small triathlons that were taking place around PE. So they invited me to come have a look, how does it look like, what do they do? So being curious, came to watch, and they had a small swim. Maybe they start with a 750-meter swim, cycle 20 kilometers, and run 5 kilometers. So would come watch a couple of these races. One day I says, man, you guys must teach me how to swim. I would like to do one of these races also. And to cut the long story short, one guy offered me to show me how to do a few swimming strokes. And my first race was actually one of those small sprint, they call it sprint distances. And it was hard, it was tough, because whenever I get out of the water, there was no one. Everyone is gone. Just my bike standing there. And my friend's wife, who borrowed me his bike, would like to support and come and watch the races as well. So, and she was motivating me so much. Whenever I come up to the water, I would just hear that voice, her voice shouting at me, "Catch them all, Jabu, catch them all!" as I'm running to my bike. Cut the long story short, 2004. Then I started, when the Ironman now officially came for the first time to PE, it came as a half Ironman. So I did my first half Ironman in 2004 with the help of Paul Wolf. And then 2005, then the full Ironman started in Port Elizabeth. Then I did my first full in 2005. It was hard. I never knew there was something like that. It was painful, everywhere. When I finished the race, my body was just painful. I had pains in my body I never knew I could have. And then from then on, I kept on training, I kept on improving year by year, kept on improving, and I just fell in love with Ironman, and I never stopped. I just kept on going, I started dreaming, dreaming about Kona, going to the World Champs, and the rest is history. So I've been part of Ironman for almost 17 years, taking part mainly on the South African Ironman in Port Elizabeth. There's been a lot of changes. I've seen many changes in Ironman. When it comes to equipment, there's been a lot of changes. When it comes to nutrition, people nowadays using science in terms of having more knowledge of what they need to do to be able to complete the race on the fastest time they have. So also, I would say when I started Ironman in PE, I didn't see a lot of, African people or people of color that were doing the race. So it was something I've always, as I was doing Ironman, I've always thought, I would love to see happening. More and more people of color I would like to see taking part. I think the municipality or the government in PE have done a lot over the years. And I think there's still a lot more that needs to be done, as now there are quite a few people that are doing Ironman, people of color that are doing Ironman nowadays. But as I say, when I started, there was probably 3 of us, myself, Hansin, and Sia, here in PE was doing Ironman. For quite a few years when we started, it was just the 3 of us. But then after that, we started to see a lot more other guys from Durban, a lot of guys from Durban, a lot of other guys also from around the country that are becoming part of Ironman. So I think I still would love to see an African child becoming a professional. That's something I would like to see one day happening. Becoming a professional in whether the Olympic distance triathlon or up to an Ironman, of which it's something I would like to see one day happening. My proudest moment was when I finally got that confirmation that I have qualified for Kona. When I finished the race in Port Elizabeth in April 2022, when I finished the race and I was in the top 10, that was my proudest moment, because then I knew whatever happens, I gave my best, I gave my all, and I now can say stand a chance to put my foot inside the qualification, Kona qualification, of which I've been working towards for the past maybe 17 years or 17 Ironmans that I've been doing in PE. So it was something big for me, it was a great moment. So even though I still had to wait for a couple of days after the race itself, but when I finished the race and I knew I was in the top 10, I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. Because normally I would end up like 25, 30. I try so hard, but just to be in that top 10, I think it changed my life. I was so happy. Yeah, I think, as I said before, discipline is everything to achieving your goal. Yes, you must have a goal. Once you have that goal, I think it is important to associate yourself with people, with like-minded people, or with people that can help motivate you to achieve that goal that you have. Whether it's work or whether it's business or whatever whatever you want to achieve. I think if you have that goal, associate yourself with people that can help you to get to that goal. I think that is extremely important, because the influence that you get from people around you, we normally take it for granted, but it is extremely important. People can motivate you to do things that you thought are impossible, you can't do, but the motivation you get from other people can help you to get to other levels as well. So associate yourself with like-minded people who can help you, motivate you, hold you accountable. Even when you're lazy, when you're tired, you don't want to do stuff, and people that can help you to achieve that goal that you have.